Hey, what's going on, everybody? You are listening to Outline with your girl, J Monique and Chi Chi, your place for unfiltered views on entertainment, celebrity topics, nationwide news, and dating.
You already know.
So, y'all are probably wondering what topics we have up our sleeves for tonight. Well, for the first topic, we have to address this crazy and saddening, heartbreaking news of the the Pulse nightclub Orlando shooting.
Yeah, definitely devastating. What happened to all those people?
Absolutely. And before we continue, we're going to go ahead and take a moment of silence, in memory of the victims and their families.
All right, so what actually happened? What are they talking about? Because, the craziest part was that I was there for the weekend. I was, in Orlando for the weekend for the family. And I'm so glad that I decided to stay my butt home in the hotel room and order a pizza and just chill out with the kids because we were supposed to go out that night.
Right. Weren't you invited downtown, like just a few
Orange
steps away
Ave. I was actually going out to Orange Ave. That is just crazy to me. I mean, everything happens for a reason.
It really does. Because same thing with me. Me and the family were also supposed to go out to Orlando. We were going to get a hotel room, stay the night out there.
Right.
And at the last minute, we kind of changed our minds, and decided to just do something a little bit more local. Now, even though we are not directly in Orlando, it does still affect us because we are still just an hour away from Orlando. We do have ties in Orlando.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of associates and acquaintances in Orlando. And unfortunately, we do know quite a few people who happen to have lost family and friends that were unfortunately victims of this really hateful tragedy.
Exactly.
And so what do we know so far about the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando? What we know so far is that 50 people were killed and another 53 were injured in what authorities are investigating as an act of terrorism. Okay, so to first begin with, the gunman, he opened fire in an Orlando nightclub early Sunday morning. He killed 50 people and wounded another 53 in what is considered the worst mass shooting in U.S. history. That's crazy. This is not something that you expect in Orlando. Like you expect Disney World, Universal, Mickey Mouse, and stuff like that, and all of a sudden on a regular Saturday night, you have people who are going about their business. Downtown Orlando is pretty much one of the hot spots of Orlando on a Saturday night. You have people really around our age group in their 20s and 30s who are just out having what was supposed to be a good time.
Yep.
And unfortunately, 50 people lost their lives like that. And the FBI says that the attack is being investigated as an act of terrorism. So the shooter was armed with an assault type rifle and a handgun and opened fire at the crowded Pulse Orlando, which is a gay nightclub, a very popular gay nightclub. And he did this at around 2 a.m. At one point, he left the club and exchanged shots with an officer outside. Then he went back in and took hostages. A SWAT team went into the club at about 5 a.m. to rescue the hostages, and the shooter was killed in the ensuing gun battle. So the gunman, he has been identified as Omar Mateen. He's 29 years old of Port St. Lucie, Florida. He reportedly made calls to 911 early Sunday, stating his allegiance to ISIS.
What? I didn't hear about that part.
Yes, girl. Yes, he stated his allegiance to ISIS. He was first flagged on the FBI's radar in 2013, and then again in 2014. FBI Assistant Special Agent in charge Ron Harper said that at a news conference, both investigations were closed after inconclusive interviews.
Mm-hmm.
The agency interviewed...
What does that mean?
Inconclusive, that's what I like to know. But I guess they perceived that he was not a threat and that there was no need to continue having them on their watch list. Which I'm assuming is now a regrettable mistake right now. Because the agency interviewed Mateen twice after being alerted to him speaking of possible terrorist ties in 2013, but officials were unable to verify the substance of his comments. Mateen came to FBI's attention again in the next year over possible ties to an American suicide bomber Hopper said. The FBI closed that investigation after authorities determined that contact between the two were minimal. Mateen did not pose a threat at that time, Hopper said. Also, Mateen, believe it or not, is a U.S. citizen.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
that
girl.
Right there was like, what?
That surprised me. He was born in New York, and then he later moved to Florida. He was not under investigation. He was not under surveillance at the time of the Orlando Nightclub massacre, and he had legally purchased at least 2 firearms, which is a handgun and a long gun, within the last week.
But
wait, what?
Yep. But what I find so disturbing about all of this stuff is that you're listening to what they're putting out in the media, what you're reading on the internet, but what they're not explaining is how a room filled with over 100 people, how this one shooter could have done this by himself. And then you actually have witnesses stating that there was 2 other shooters, but none of the media is talking about that.
Yes, none of the media is talking about that, and there were survivors of this attack who have claimed, not to the media, but they have claimed that there were 2 other shooters involved. And according to news reports, there is at least 1 arrest that is expected to happen with an alleged accomplice who helped Mateen carry out this crime. So I'm not really surprised because, just as Chi-Chi said, it was surprising that one person, I do understand that he was armed with an assault rifle. I mean, he came in spraying bullets. I mean, he was obviously there on a mission. He was there to get whatever done, and he was there to make sure that he shot anything that moved. But, it is surprising that you had hundreds of people at, this establishment at Pulse Nightclub, and didn't even put up a fight.
That's what just got me, because, we all know that during times like this, your body automatically goes into fight or flight. And it makes no sense to me that no one put up a fight unless there was more shooters. And again, I'm not trying to be funny, but wasn't this Latin night? I mean, I know my people are crazy, and I know my people would have been looking for anything. They can use anything as a sharp object to hurt somebody. So I find it kind of crazy for them to have, there was no way that, I just find it impossible for anyone to not been able to take down the shooter unless there was more than one shooter.
Exactly. Because, I mean, at this nightclub, I believe that it is upstairs and downstairs. So how could one person watch all these people on 2 different floors at the same time? No. And why did they feel trapped? Like, that's another thing. Why were they trapped for 3 hours? Mm-hmm. And that's another thing. And once again, this is not to be funny. Our deepest condolences to the victims and their families. I was actually almost in tears when I heard about this. It's just that we're more confused and we have a lot more questions than we feel are answered.
Exactly, because I again, when I say that, Latin people, I mean, we have a lot of pride, and we definitely will put up a fight. And I mean, we're not the brightest people when it comes to, I think sometimes we should walk away. There's a lot of times we should walk away. I just can't picture a whole club not doing anything unless there was more than one shooter.
Absolutely.
I mean, and whether it was Latin night or whatever is irrelevant. I'm just saying, on top of it being Latin night, I just can't picture any type of club where there's not at least 4 people, trying to put a plan together. Like, okay, look, this is what's happening. We need to take this person out. I just can't picture it unless there's shooters. There's multiple shooters. Then you don't have enough time because you're just trying to cover yourself.
Absolutely. And there's just too many accounts, too many people saying that there were multiple shooters. Exactly. And I'm inclined to believe that because now that makes more sense. And it sounds like it's a possibility that, there were multiple people who had assault rifles pointed at these innocent victims at that time, and which is why they couldn't escape, through even the exit door. Because there's a possibility that maybe one of the accomplices was blocking the exit, so they couldn't even get out. Yep. Now, what one of my questions is that when you're in downtown Orlando, really downtown of anywhere, there's cops already posted
Everywhere.
outside. And that
Yep.
this time that it happened, it was closing time. So especially during closing time,
Yep.
they're right outside. So my question is, how did this guy, Mateen, get past not only the cops but also security at the club? Don't they usually like pat you down or something?
They have to pat you down, and they have the whatever that thing is where they go all over your body. They check your
Oh, that wand.
That wand, yeah. And so I don't know. To me, all this stuff just seems pretty shady. I mean, it could have been. You don't know who was in on it. It sounds more like maybe the club had something to do with it as well. Because how did this person get in? Unless there was somebody in the actual establishment. Maybe it wasn't the club owners themselves. Maybe it was somebody that worked for the establishment that didn't like gay people. I mean, it just seems there's just too many questions and not enough answers, and it doesn't make any sense. I mean, an assault rifle, out of all those things, that's what got into a club.
Yeah, normally you can't. Normally, actually, never are you getting into a club with an assault rifle.
Yeah,
they'll even pat you down for a handgun.
I mean, it's gotten to the point, like my brother, he works for a club, and he does security, and he's found like guns. Like he's actually had to have people spread their legs wide open because they will stick a gun up their butt.
Wow.
Okay? And wear different wear like multiple layers of clothing to try and get hidden from the wand. But that's like a small handgun. So how did they get by with an assault rifle?
And mind you, an assault rifle is like a military style rifle.
Yeah.
So it's like, how did he get past the police? Obviously, you must have seen this rifle. How did he get past security? Unless maybe he shot security on his way in and they was already knocked out.
Questions, yeah. And one of the actual witnesses that was in the club, he actually stated that he didn't even, I guess he didn't hear the gunshots. Maybe he was really drunk or whatever, because he said that it was about 2 a.m. that he was at the bar and he was grabbing another drink. And when he turned, he didn't know people were getting killed. I don't know how, unless he was on some type of, drugs, or maybe he just drank a little too much. But he started realizing what was happening because he started seeing bodies falling.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And I mean, even the people that survived, I can't even imagine the trauma that they're going through. The people who survived or maybe like got out right on time and didn't get shot. Yeah. Like imagine like the chaos, like you didn't expect, obviously nobody saw this coming. And, all of a sudden you went from drinking and hanging out with your friends to all of a sudden you just saw a whole slew of people just get shot, basically slaughtered. I have to just, keep the facts the facts. These poor people were slaughtered.
Yep.
And, imagine, you're running for your life. You're, possibly, trampling in somebody else's blood and trying to get out of this establishment with your life. I mean, I can't even imagine. I mean, pretty much everybody in a way is a victim,
Yep.
Even the people who weren't directly shot because, had they not gotten out, their lives, would have been in danger as well.
Well, his wife actually spoke with CNN, and it says that he was married in 2009 to a woman from Uzbekistan, according to the marriage license, but he filed documents to end the marriage in 2011. So according to her, she said that they were together for 4 months, and though it took a long time to complete the divorce because they lived in different parts of the country after separating, she said that he was a normal husband at the beginning of their marriage, but started abusing her after a few months. She said that he was bipolar, although he was not formally diagnosed, and she also stated that he had used steroids. He was religious, but she said that she doesn't think that his religion played into the attack. It also says that he worked since 2007 as a security officer at G4S Secure Solutions, one of the largest private security companies. There was a message posted in Arabic on a dark website associated with ISIS news agency that said the armed attack that targeted a gay nightclub in the city of Orlando in the American state of Florida and that bore more than 100 killed and wounded was carried out by Islamic State fighter. Um, so they were very cautious about the message, and they took it. They were saying that they cautioned about taking the message at face value. She stated that the language isn't inconsistent with previous ISIS announcements. And I guess he really had a big issue with gay people, and that's why he targeted this nightclub.
That is crazy. So basically, he was already abusive even before that night.
Yeah, and she said that she had her suspicions about him being bipolar. She just he was just never diagnosed, like formally diagnosed.
That is amazing, and not in a good way. And I mean, and also he was working security. So he already had access to weapons,
and
basically.
That makes a lot more sense as to how he got around security into a nightclub.
Exactly, because he already knew the protocol.
Yeah.
He knew the loopholes because he is security, basically.
Yeah. So
he already knew what to say and what to do.
Yep.
And we still haven't gotten everything. We still don't know. We have a timeline here, but we don't literally know, like, play by play, what happened, how he even got into the club in the first place. Was there a confrontation with him and the security guard? Because I do know that a security guard is among the deceased victims.
Yep.
So it is a possibility that he shot one of the security guards. Now, there is a brief timeline here. At 2:02 a.m., a uniformed Orlando police officer working at the club off duty first heard gunshots. Omar Mateen was outside with an AR-15, a handgun, and an explosive device. Man, the officer fired at him.
He came prepared.
Yeah, he came prepared. And also, he also rented a van. Which more leads me to believe that there were more other people involved. The officers fired at him. 2 more officers showed up and also opened fire. Mateen fired back and walked back into Pulse, trapping dozens of people inside. Now, at 2:09 a.m., a message was posted onto Pulse Orlando's Facebook page. Everyone, get out of Pulse and keep running. Now, you know that's bad. You know it's serious if the establishment even has to post on Facebook and tell everybody to get out of the nightclub and keep running.
Well, it says here that at first, this was an actual club goer, Andy Moss, said at first it sounded like it was part of the show because there was an event going on and we were all having a good time. But once people started screaming and shots just kept ringing out, you know that it's not a show anymore. And then Christopher Hansen, he was the one that was at the bar about 2 a.m. and he just started seeing bodies going down. And then he heard the gunshots. And just one after another, after another.
Like he was just, like this guy was just spraying them.
Yep. And that's what he said. He said the gunshots went on for so long that the shooting could have lasted a whole song.
Oh my gosh. So this guy had no intention of stopping.
Yep.
At all. And it also says here that Wolf and his friend hid in the bathroom. Then they heard the gunshots getting closer and they decided they had to run. All I heard was gunfire after gunfire, Wolf said. Eventually, I thought you were supposed to run out of ammunition, but it just kept going and going. Ivory McNeil was in the club's patio area when he started hearing the shots. People were running everywhere. Gunshots were going off. People were ducking, McNeil said. In the 3 hours that followed, more than 100 law enforcement officers gathered near the club to assess the situation and wait. People were still inside, calling 911 from a bathroom, wanting to be rescued. This was just a crazy, chaotic night.
It was crazy. Yeah, Hansen said that he hit the ground and he was crawling on his elbows and knees before he spotted a man who had been shot. I took off my bandana and shoved it in the hole in his back. Oh my God, that's got to be so traumatic.
Crazy.
Adding that he saw another woman who appeared to be shot in the arm as he was crawling on the floor. That's right there. I mean, one person hiding in the bathroom covered herself with bodies to protect herself. Some entertainers hid in a dressing room when the shooting started and escaped the building by crawling out when police removed the air conditioning unit. One of the bartenders said that she hid under the glass bar. Police came in and said, if you are alive, raise your hand. And the police got her and others out.
Yeah, that's really, I mean, I can't even imagine, like, when you're one of the survivors and it comes to that point when police enter the building and say, if you're alive, raise your hand.
Yeah.
That just says how intense this massacre really was.
Yep.
Yeah, this is just absolutely crazy.
It does make a lot more sense, though, how he got by security and everything, knowing that he worked for a security company and how long he had worked there. So that makes a lot more sense to answer that question, at least.
And there was also a 25-year-old woman. There were some, really tragic encounters that also happened.
I
right
heard
before
about
some
this.
of the deceased. I mean, you have the 30-year-old man and his mother that were exchanging text messages. Where he was, begging for help, and telling his mother, call the police, that you're trapped in the bathroom, they're shooting and stuff like that. And then one of the last messages was that he's got us. And one of his last messages was, I'm going to die. And his mother never heard from him again. And he was among the ones confirmed dead. And then you got this 25-year-old woman that had Snapchatted gunshots.
Yes, I heard about this too.
That's crazy. And this was right before she was killed. Her name is Amanda Alvear, 25. She frequented gay and lesbian clubs because she felt safe to be herself there. This is what her brothers told Orlando Sentinel, and she has been confirmed as one of the victims of Sunday's horrific Orlando massacre. And in the video, it was posted on Facebook by a friend trying to reach Alvear in the aftermath of the shooting, and it at first shows her partying with a group of people. Now, in the last snap of the story, the camera turns on a visibly shaken Alvear, and gunshots can be heard somewhere nearby before the camera moves away and cuts out. And it's unclear if Alvear was filming the video or if someone close to her captured it. Because I did see the video, and it was like, she did kind of have like that look on her face, like maybe she was scared.
Yeah,
and
she did look kind of confused, like what?
Yeah, like what's going on? And you could really actually hear the gunshots going on in the background, and then all of a sudden the video cuts off. Like she turns her head, the video cuts off, and it wasn't really clear if she's the one who shut it off or if that was, somebody else doing that.
Exactly.
But what we're going to do right now is that we are going to take a break. Don't you turn that station, because we are going to be right back.
Give me the mic, give me the stage, give me the crowd, and watch a brother go wild. Ready for whatever, my style is too clever, equipped for any weather, maintain the stack cheddar. What could be better than be free at mind? Relax your soul, sip a glass of wine. A coach lit fire, stimulate and get higher. The consumer, the buyer, I'm your number one supplier. Extra large, here we go once again. Back on the saddle for you and your friends, cause I know you've been waiting for far too long for a dope MC with a dope ass song. So clap your hands, party people. Party people, just clap your hands. And if you're ready to ride, let your feet just slide, cause we're getting on the saddle again. Come on.
Saddle up and ride your pony. Till rain and you'll be lonely. Saddle up and make the dust fly. Till rain and you will just cry. The first step is the longest. When the wind is blowing strongest. Check out from Heartbreak Hotel. Saddle up your horse and ride like hell. Saddle up.
Something proper, E-Large known as the Doctor. Lyrically equipped, my flow surely rock ya. Streets to clubs, remix all the dubs. Irish pubs, peeps show me love. It's all about peace on earth, for what it's worth. Keep it well rehearsed, to avoid the curse. Bingo, when I spit that lingo. Commercially rotated like the jingo. You can call this my comeback single. When I grab the mic, start the mingo. Extra, extra, read all about it. Get busy like this, homeboy, I doubt it. From the east to the west, north, south, I'll be the only MC they be talking about. We on a world tour, country galore. We gon' ride this horse till we break the floor. Let's go.
Saddle up and ride your pony. Till rain and you'll be lonely. Saddle up and make the dust fly. before I finish for the day. Liquid blue and white, so perfect, dear, this alive. Liquid blue, liquid blue. Setting sun approaches for its turn to rest. Long enough to promise all of us its best. Liquid blue, very white, rushing through the night. Liquid blue, liquid blue, liquid blue.
Haters want me clap that chrome, it ain't easy. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. Haters want me clap that chrome, it ain't easy. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. Haters want me clap that chrome, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. Haters want me clap that chrome, it ain't easy.
I can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. Niggas that control the biz are so sleazy. They got us brainwashing up to doing dumb shit. Now you have to sell your soul just to fucking make a hit. That I only do real rap. Old school, new style, not that new age crap. Use it for communicating to the people I'm relating. Give the words of inspiration as a lead for their salvation. Me and hip-hop got a true relationship. Been married long time, won't divorce for sure. In the late 90s I stepped up, we lost two legends. None could feel the boy Pop, Biggie left to heaven. Let's not forget about others. Big L, Pimp C, Easy E, Freaky Top, Big Hand, Bang, John Master J, who I seen. This track is for those who been there since Jamaicans brought it to US. Stay real for my people, I keep rap that is true as.
Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. Haters want me clap that chrome, it
To my
ain't
boy
easy.
Cassidy.
Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. Haters want me clap that chrome, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. Haters want me clap that chrome, it ain't easy.
Real MCs, get your hands up. Get stands up. It's a war on rap music. They want us all in handcuffs. They see hip hop is destroying our lives. Bullshit. Ass cop think they is wise. Hating cause we made it, now they try to take it. Time that we clap at, taste of the payback. Hating yet they copycat presented. Watch your back, I'm straight hardcore, bringing them back. Now I'ma let y'all lose your fall to pirates. Nah, these racists, they wanna rule us like tyrants. Give them a workout, their ass get burnt out. Up and turned out, my rhymes get them shirked out. My seed so mother dope, you get addicted. The true king with rap music is back more gifted than before. Now hungrier than a wolf in the dark pack. Brand new Mac, that new street crack.
Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. Haters want me clap that chrome, it ain't easy. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me. Haters want me clap that chrome, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. Can't leave rap alone, the game needs me.
Now I got to give props to my Cassidy. The other day, he inspired me to rip this beat. Ever since rap music, mother reggae put her on the scene. 69 in Jamaica, 73, we took it overseas. A new revolution, true emperors running it. Can't stay off my I'm so slick like Rick. And I'm not having it, get rage like Hulk. I'm throwing fists, cause records for the hell of his enemies. Fall hella quick, 16 bars and hotlines be tasty like a halibut. Y'all know y'all really feeling this, cause I'm killing this. Never win, I shoot, I miss, always stay on target. All about the money and the game, bitch, then switch. Making all the dope, it's my blessing come true. And what's good for me, means more problems for you. Since the age of 5, been nice on the mic, here's the evidence. I can't leave rap alone, cause we are heaven sent.
Can't leave rap alone, the game easy. Haters want me back to chrome, it ain't easy. Can't leave rap alone, the game easy. Haters want me back to chrome, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. Can't leave rap alone.
All right, y'all. This is Outline, and right now, I'm sorry, I'm kind of mixed up with my words, only because this shooting definitely did affect a lot of different people, and there's so many different stories. But if you guys are just tuning in, this is your girl Chi Chi, and you're listening to Outline with Jay Monique as well. And we were just talking about the Orlando shooting. There's so many other articles that keep on coming out, more news, more breaking news. We were just talking about the Snapchat, the girl that passed away, that had just did the Snapchat. And we were also talking a little bit earlier about the young man that had the text. And it's so sad. It's in NewYorkDailyNews.com. The text from her son woke Mina Justice from her sleep. The victim's name is Eddie Justice, and he texted his mom, "I love you, mommy, I love you." And the next text was in club, they're shooting. Minutes later, he tapped out a message to her to call 911. He then wrote trapped in bathroom, and again he said, "He's coming, I'm gonna die." After a few more agonizing minutes and a few more torturous texts, Justin's phone went mute, and hours passed before the worried mother got the worst news imaginable. She said she was just waiting, and she just had this feeling, and she had a bad feeling. And I think that's all in us, especially us mothers. You know, we have that that intuition, that mom intuition, that we know something's wrong, and that's probably what she felt. And she said she waited in anguish for hours before her son's name showed up on the official list of the dead, which included names of only 10 of the 50 people that were shot and killed, and her son was on the first one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's got to be horrifying, though. And I mean, my heart breaks for that. Like, that was one of the situations. I mean, the entire situation itself, you know, practically had me in tears. But that was one of the
that hit home.
That hit home. Like, you know, I'm a mother myself, and you know, her son is my age.
Yep.
Which I just gave away my age, but her son's my age. You know, that could have been any one of us. And I also wanted to point out that yes, this happened at an LGBT club, but it does not matter whether they were gay, bi, tranny, straight. It doesn't matter. They didn't deserve to get slaughtered like that. Yeah. And, you know, some people who are homophobic may have an issue with what I'm saying, but it's like, you know, at the end of the day, it does not matter what lifestyle these people chose to live. They did not deserve to die like
and
that.
Who are they to decide who deserves to live or die?
Yeah, you can't play God with somebody's life. You know, and, you know, there's just no judgment here. And, you know, I'm the type of person, I don't judge other people. You know, I'm not going to judge somebody based on their lifestyle. And I don't feel that other people should be judged on their lifestyle because, you know, let's face it, we're all sinners.
Exactly.
We may sin in different ways, but we're all sinners at the end of the day. So it's not right for somebody to take it upon themselves to say, hey, you know what? They don't like, you know, gay people or lesbians or trannies. So they're going to take it upon themselves to go and obliterate them from the earth. I mean, that's just not right. And these were innocent people. In my eyes, they were innocent, loving people who had families and friends and lives and jobs and things like that. And they just simply didn't deserve it.
No, they sure didn't. But So, as intense as this is, we're gonna try and shift a little bit and give you some of our other news that is a little different and maybe lift up your spirits because this is definitely something that everyone keeps talking about. So let's try and change gears a little bit. So if you guys haven't heard about this parrot, have you heard about this parrot, girl?
Uh-oh. What happened with the parrot?
Girl, this parrot is a witness in a murder.
There's a parrot.
Yes, and he's snitching.
To a murder.
Yes, and he's snitching. Okay, he's snitching. So the parrot, what they're saying is that this parrot, Bud, that's his name, Bud, could be a witness in a murder case. Okay. So what he keeps on repeating is "Don't effing shoot" in the voice of his owner, Martin Duran, okay, who was shot 5 times in his Michigan home. So according to The Guardian, this African gray parrot actually said it in different words. Like he was saying it in different, not different words, but in different tones. Like he was changing his voice. So the ex-wife of the Western Michigan man believes the parrot is repeating something said just before his fatal shooting, but a prosecutor is downplaying whether this could be used in court or not. I'm not aware of any legal precedents for that, said Robert Springstead. So he's actually, he's trying to play down the parrot, but what they actually did not say is that the wife had been suicidal and she got shot. So they're actually thinking more that she shot him and shot herself and she survived and now she's being remorseful and the parrot saw the whole thing the whole time. So what is funny about this, because it's horrible that that they got shot, but what I find a little bit humorous about this is that they're actually stating that that the parrot is not that they haven't actually said that the parrot will be used in the murder trial, okay, in the murder case, but he's no longer in the custody of of the owners. Like, so where is he?
Exactly.
He's in the evidence room. He's in the evidence room.
So did the parrot get handcuffed?
Yeah, the parrot got handcuffed. And they sat him down. They did the bad cop, the good cop thing. They sat him down, was like, look, you want to tell us everything you know. And I don't know what they expect. The parrot's been in a cage forever. He's probably like, I don't care.
Imagining like how this parrot responded to police questioning.
I don't know.
Like, tell us everything you know.
Yep.
Like, oh my gosh.
So that's some of our interesting news. I mean, I didn't even know that parrots could snitch.
Yeah, I didn't know the parents could. I mean, I knew they like repeated stuff, but I didn't know that they would actually, snitch like for real on people.
Yeah,
and it's like this parrot had to have saw something.
If he's repeating that, and they said that he's changing like his voice tones, so he's saying other things. They didn't say what he's saying, but he's saying other things. And obviously, that's why they're still holding him hostage, or not hostage, but in custody.
In custody. He's arrested. Yep. A parrot being arrested. Oh, my gosh. That is so crazy.
But I think the woman did it.
Absolutely. Because I don't think this parrot, made that up.
Yep. It says Martin Duran, 45, was shot 5 times in his home. In May 2015, and then his wife Glenda Duran had a head wound but survived. Head wound. So she must have shot him 5 times, shot herself, but she didn't think she was going to survive. Well, now you screwed because now you got a parrot that's selling you out, girl.
Yeah,
you should have killed the parrot too. I know you knew that parrot could talk.
Like, she didn't even make it to the other side, and now she's probably kicking herself in the butt.
Yep.
Like, oh, what did I just get myself into? It has to be.
But there's no charges filed yet on her either. But that's where they're leading the investigation. They believe that she's the one that did it.
That is definitely crazy. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness.
So, girl, tell us about your weird, funny, outrageous news.
Well, you got something on, well, it's actually on a couple different sites. It's on Huffington Post and also on UPI. You got this Brazilian man that is also like an activist, you know, especially for like rainforest and deforestation. And he decided to prove his point by walking on broken glass with 5 snakes in his mouth. Now, mind you, these snakes are live. They are not dead.
Poisonous snakes. You
They didn't say whether they didn't say whether they were poisonous or not, but I don't care what they were,
Okay.
whether they were poisonous.
So you're gonna prove your point by putting snakes in your mouth?
And walking across
What
broken
point
glass
are you
barefooted.
trying to prove? How stupid you can be?
Yeah, that's the only point that I see proven is like how stupid this guy really is. Like, let me prove a point by walking across broken glass while holding 5 snakes in his mouth. And then he expects like what, like some type of sympathy? I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for you. It's like you made this conscious decision to take your bare feet and walk across broken glass, which you know is obviously going to cut you. And then you proceed to make matters even worse by carrying a 5 alive, notorious snake in your mouth.
I don't even understand that right there, because look, I'm a civil rights activist, okay? I love my minorities. I love fighting for our rights and everything else like that, but you ain't gonna catch me acting a fool like that.
Okay, and it's like I'm not an official activist, but I am the type of person who believes in, you know, the rights of human beings, you know,
Absolutely.
from every cultural background. I believe all lives matter. You know, I believe
Absolutely.
Black lives matter, Hispanic lives matter, white lives matter, gay
All
lives matter.
Yeah, Asian, all of us. All of our life is precious in general. So
Especially my life, because I'm not walking across no broken glass.
especially my life. That's the one that matters the most here, and I'm not walking it. Yes, girl, I completely agree.
I'm the type of person, like, if I see broken glass, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab that dustpan and that broom, and I'm gonna sweep it up.
And before you even do that, you start looking around too. Like, how far did that glass go?
Exactly, like how all paranoid and suspicious and stuff. Like, am I really safe?
Yes,
That's how I know that's what my mentality is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh. So not only do we have the weird news, we also have a topic that we feel that you guys would all pretty much be interested in.
Yes.
And it's probably almost an everyday topic for anybody who is parenting right now.
Mm.
It's what are baby mamas entitled to?
Absolutely.
And where is it that you draw the line?
Absolutely.
Okay, so from my perspective, I believe that babies' mothers aren't entitled to really anything. I feel the child is entitled for the father to do everything in his power to take care of that child to the best extent possible. But I do not believe that the kid's mother herself is entitled to anything, you know, beyond like basic stuff.
Exactly.
You know, I don't feel that a baby's mother should be entitled to get a brand new house, a brand new car, to have extra money to get her hair done, to get that weave tightened, to get the Brazilian, to get her mani-pedis. I just don't believe that a baby's mother is entitled to those things.
No, and you know, I was reading a good article on Stardom 100 and her blog, and the name of her article is Why First Baby Mama, Where Do You Draw the Lines? And she had a very good point. You know, now in 2016, we all have to understand that it's going to be hard for you to run across a man that does not have children.
Exactly.
But that shouldn't actually play whether you should not date him or not, because again, it's going to be very hard for you to find a man that does not have a child. But for the ones that do have children, it is what she stated in her article. many men want to respect the mother of the child because she birthed their child. But at the same time, they must respect their new love and not place her on the back burner just to accommodate his child's mother. And I think a lot of times that is where the issue stems. They don't put that line. There should be a line that you do not cross when you are dealing with your baby mother, where she should know her place, where the only time that she is calling you is about the children.
Absolutely.
Period. And unless the man puts that and respects his new relationship and puts that line there where he constantly goes back and tells her, look, this is a line that you don't cross, they're going to constantly play with that. You know, if you don't make it known, then why should she respect that?
Exactly. It's for the guys that, for the guys that are also entertaining it as well.
Exactly.
So how do you feel like, okay, what if a kid's mother, like let's say she's kind of going through a hard time, she's kind of struggling, and she asks her kid's father to help her get an apartment? How does that go? Is that crossing the boundary, or should he help her because he's the father, or because she's the mother of his children?
I guess to me it would have to depend on the type of baby mother she is. Like if you've had problems with her, I mean honestly that should never even come back and be talked about. She should never even contact. As a woman, I'm just talking about for me. I would never contact my kid's father and say, look, I'm having a hard time. Please give me money to get an apartment. I think it's disrespectful, especially if he's in a new relationship towards that new relationship that they have. I would be very upset if I found out that my boyfriend or my husband went ahead and helped her. But I guess it's also depending on, because, the mean person in me is like, the hell with her, that's not his problem. But then I also think about the child or the children that are involved. And if she's saying, look, I just need help right now because I'm about to be evicted and I will give you the money back. Can you just help me? And this is a decision that is made amongst the three of you. Okay. I would be more for something like that. But to find out that he has just helped her with an apartment and he's doing stuff like that, shady stuff like that, no. I don't think that's his responsibility. I think it would be more if she came out as a woman and said, look, because there are good baby moms out there that, I'm one of them that I don't ask my kid's father for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And if I do ask him for something, it's because I really need it. And I would never disrespect any type of relationship that he was in. But would I ever come out and say, hey, can you help me with an apartment? Absolutely not. And would I expect my husband or boyfriend to help his baby mom out? I'd be very pissed off if I found out about it. But if she came to us as a woman and was like, look, this is what's happening, blah, 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 I would respect her a lot more. And I probably wouldn't be so quick to be like, no.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's just like you said, it depends on the nature of the situation. Like if it's a person that's always constantly asking for extra stuff, then it's like absolutely no. But if it's somebody who really doesn't ask for anything and it's a situation where it's like she genuinely needs
help,
and she's about to be evicted, like her and the kids are about to be out on the street.
She just lost her job or something like that, and she hasn't been able to keep up with her bills, and she just needs, and again, it's about the approach too, because if she's trying to be slick and slimy and go behind my back and stuff like that, hell nah, you're gonna be sleeping in the streets, okay? We will take the kids in. You will be okay. Figure it out.
Yeah, if it's something that's sneaky and shady, that's where the problem comes in, because it's like I would feel some type of way if I'm in a relationship with somebody and they're constantly taking money from our household to make sure she's straight. Yeah. And it's like, well, wait, why isn't she making sure that herself is straight herself?
Yeah.
Now money, an extra few $100s a month, possibly even more, is coming out of the financial expenses every month to take care of her. And that's leaving us with less stuff. So we can't even enjoy ourselves. But yet she enjoyed herself. And I'd be especially mad if I just saw the money go out the household and I just saw her walking down the street with a brand new weave in her head.
Yes, because you do see that too. But again, it comes to where the man has to actually draw the line. And I think, for me personally, I lose respect for a man that I have to check to tell him to check his baby's mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to tell you to check her. You should have had her in her place to begin with.
Exactly. In her place to begin with.
Exactly.
Chi said it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to. And then, you know, if you're going to be in a relationship, that right there is a red flag. That's what lets you know you need to get out of that relationship. Because if he don't have the balls to check his baby moms,
then he ain't got balls for nothing.
No.
Like, what if y'all were in a situation, if he don't even have a spine to do the right thing on his own, it's kind of like, well, what if you guys were really in a situation where it's like y'all were getting like mugged or carjacked or something? It's like, he gonna run and leave you there.
And then not only that, you have to also think about whether the reason that he's not being assertive with her is because maybe he still has feelings for her.
Exactly. And that's another problem too, because a lot of men really do still have feelings for their kids' mothers.
Yep.
And they don't mind doing extra stuff for them.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with them having feelings for her, but don't enter into a relationship with somebody else.
If you're still feeling your baby mom.
If you still feeling your baby, then get back with her.
Exactly. That's right.
Like, duh.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you give her all the brand new Brazilian weaves and manicures and pedicures that you want to.
But some want to have their cake and eat it too. So
have their cake and eat it too.
They got to keep the baby mama happy, and then they try and keep the wifey happy. And it don't work out like that.
It don't work out like that, because all you're going to do is have two women hate each other. So that's just not going to work. And then you still going to be caught in the middle, and then they're going to come check you.
Yep. And it has to, you know, if you're going to continue, if you're going to try and be in a relationship with a man that deals with his baby mother, then, you know, you have to make sure that this, before you even proceed on trying to make the relationship more serious, you need to definitely make sure that he has handled his business. And if she is a major factor in his life, then you may want to rethink the relationship, because there's no point of trying to continue on in a serious relationship with someone that you don't know what his true intentions are for him helping out his baby moms. Period.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, you know, we're outspoken here on Outline. And we're going to take another break. And as I said earlier, don't turn that station, because we'll be right back and you can listen to some tunes.
There's a time in my mind of a lifelong time ago. I turn back, lose the track to a place I did not know. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's me. Back in time, back in time. Dressed up all in black, got a feather on my hat, even got a holder for my cigarette. Tasty white and good smell, got no place on for a while. Feels like I was Mademoiselle Chanel. Just on black, feather on my head, to back in time. Oh no, to back in time. I can tell it's a spell. There is it in that black crow, but I think it's a link to a former life. Don't wanna go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's me. Back in time, back in time. Dressed up all in black, got a feather on my hat, even got a holder for my cigarette. Tasty white and good smell, got no place on for a while. Feels
I remember those days, little kid chillin' out, play with my toys. Pokemon villains gotta tame them boys. Build friendships, but I had to let go. Growing up quick, that's a thing that stays, yo. Same thing as my mojo. Left with the few real that I know. So let's go to a time where we had silly horrors. Home in the woods like explorers. Conquer the beast before us. Talking about pretty girls in a fortress. Hey man, not to worry in the world. Blind to it all. Till I grow tall, I won't bust my nerve. But the time's here when I got the call. Say hello to this place that's called Earth. We'll go through all these changes, walk these places, turn these to flip the pages. Yeah, I know them. We'll go through all these stages. I don't get down, I feel amazing. We'll go through all these changes, walk these places, turn these to flip the pages. Yeah, I know them. We'll go through all these stages. I don't get down, I feel amazing. Feeling Superman, can't feel another way. Buddha stance on me, wishing I could levitate. Blunts a glance, and me thinking to elaborate. I'm just trying to find my place, fam. On this road that's not close to home. Reaching to some places that are way beyond. What about the stop? Where to get the knots? I just do my thing, try to beat the odds. 2 cents for toss, in the mix of all. Open up for all so you can see my flaws. I might go to Mars where I rock it. I'm the only pilot, zoom back in my spaceship. I just landed, I'm not the planet. With all the colors on my palette. Picasso, my talents, is scratch where I've been. Only matters where we heading. We'll go through all of these changes. Our roads stay tall, feel amazing. We grow through walls, no mistaking. This road so long, all these faces. All these changes, 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 all these changes. We'll go through all these changes, walk these places, turn these eyes to flip the pages. Yeah, I know them. We'll go through all these stages. I don't get down, I feel amazing. We'll go through all these changes, walk these places, turn these eyes to flip the pages. Yeah, I know them. We'll go through all these stages. I don't get down, I feel
All right, welcome back. You're listening to Outline with your girl, J Monique and Chi Chi. In case you missed it earlier, you missed a lot of stuff. I'm
Yes.
just going to keep it real with you. You just missed a lot of stuff.
You need to hit rewind.
Rewind. Or listen to us on demand
There you go.
and still hit rewind. But in case you missed it earlier, we were talking about this crazy, what I refer to as a psychopath
Yes.
that unleashed some savage, shooting in Orlando, and don't even live in Orlando. He lived in Fort Pierce. We were also talking about this the snitching parrot that witnessed the crime and finally spoke out. And has allegedly been held in custody. We were also talking about this Brazilian guy who's an activist. And he decided
Big dummy.
And he decided to prove his point by walking barefoot on broken glass with 5 live snakes in his mouth. And also, right before we went on break, we also touched on the subject of babies' mamas and what they are entitled to and also what they're not entitled to.
Yeah, where do you draw the line?
Exactly.
So touching back on that real quick, how do you feel about when they do family dates? Like, let's say you were dating a man and he told you that he couldn't hang out on Sundays because Sundays is family dates where him and his baby mom and the kids all go out together as a family. How do you feel about that? I'm just asking.
Oh
Jay.
gosh, I don't know if I'm going to sound like the bad guy here or not, because I've actually been the kid's mother on this side of the
So good. So we're actually hearing it from the baby mother's point of view.
Exactly.
Okay.
And my kid's father was actually in a relationship at that time. And we actually did have our time where we had those little family times with our daughter.
Okay, so how do you feel? Okay, how would you feel if you were dating someone that was doing that?
I don't know. I'd probably feel some type of. It would depend. Like if he told me this and I was aware of this, like from the beginning, then that would be on me to,
To
decide,
accept it or not.
Yeah, either accept it or not. But if it was something that kind of like was not happening in the beginning and all of a sudden started happening, then yes, I would feel some type of way. Like how all of a sudden are you guys, doing all this family stuff, but yet you're taking that time away from me.
Exactly.
But yeah, and she felt some type of way about it.
Exactly.
But the thing about it is at least I can actually be honest. I just didn't care.
I know you didn't.
I really didn't. And it was just one of those things where it was like, this is a completely different situation. I really didn't have respect for her because she just wasn't a respectable person. So I didn't feel the need to respect her. And I felt like, you know what? He's the guy.
Shade.
He's the guy. So if he's not in check and she can't check her so-called man, that's not my responsibility. And if he willingly, voluntarily decided to hang out with me and our child, hey, the more the merrier.
Yep.
She could have hung out too. She decided not to.
Oh, so he invited her?
No, but she just decided not to because she knew I didn't like her. But the thing about it is that here's the thing. Had we been, I'm not a hater, so had we been getting along, me and this person, I wouldn't have minded if she would have tagged along.
Well, of course you shouldn't mind. She's in a relationship with him, not you.
Like, yeah, you can tag along.
You did.
There came that other side of me coming out like, hey, I was here first. I don't care who you are. You just have a title for now. You won't be here long.
So we are hearing it from the baby mama side right now.
Yep.
We are hearing it from the baby mama side. Not J Monique. This is the baby mama side.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously there would be a problem if it was the other way around. But because Jay was doing it, there was no problem with it. And she said, look, you could come. You can tag along, okay, if you want to. But because I don't like you, now I want you here.
And she really didn't come. The fact that you let me do you like that, I really don't have respect for you. Like, have a backbone, bro. You really ain't gonna last in that relationship.
No.
You don't even got no type of backbone or nothing.
And in all reality, at the end of the day, he needed to check her. Well, he needed to check you.
But he volunteered. It was his idea. Was I supposed to just say no? And I know I don't like her.
Yeah,
it's like, man,
true.
I was over here like, man, I know this.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that I guess I don't know if I would be okay with that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I would be okay with that.
You wouldn't.
And I think I'm being a hypocrite here because I think that if I was to do something like that, there would be no problem with it because I wouldn't be trying to pursue something like that. I don't know. I think I'm being a hypocrite right now. I've had a little bit to drink, so
that's what happened. She don't know what to do with herself right now.
But
it's like you trying to look at it from both ends. Like
I am. I'm
like,
really
well,
trying.
If I was the kid's mother, I kind of do want that family time with my kids.
That's
but
what I'm
dang,
saying.
if I was a girlfriend, I wouldn't like it either.
Exactly. I think it. But I guess it also has to. It also comes from whether there's more to that relationship or not. And I think it's exactly what you said. If the invitation is open, then there shouldn't be a problem. But then again, I'm trying to see it from both sides. And at the end of the day, I wouldn't give a damn how anybody felt. When it comes to my kids, it's my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't care. If it's going to make my kids happy, to see me and their father together. And if that's, when I say me and their kid's father, my kid's father together, I mean just out, having family time and just being civil with each other with nobody else there, then I as much as it may be disrespectful, my kids come first.
Exactly. It's about the kids at the end of the day.
I would feel, and if I had a significant other, they'd be very upset while listening to the show.
Like, wait, what?
But I honestly, because for the longest time, I felt that you needed to be civil.
You do.
And that's it. But, I've been recently going to a lot of events where my children's father is there, and we have to be there together, and we're civil to each other. We talk, and it's nothing more than just talking, and just being a family. And the difference in my children, where I'm not being awkward, you can see where there's like this heaviness lifted. They're no longer feeling all awkward because they feel what you feel. So there's so many times that I was like, oh, this is going to be awkward. I just don't want your father anywhere near me. But I would say that in my head, but then you would actually feel that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, the kids can feel the vibe, and it's kind of like if the parents make it awkward, then the kids are going to feel awkward. It's like they're going to mimic your feelings. And when they see, this is just my opinion, once again, disclaimer, I am not a psychologist or expert or any of those things. I am not a lawyer. Please do not ask me for legal advice. I will not give it to you. And whatever I tell you is at your own risk. Thank you very much.
Duly noted.
Oh, once again, this is for entertainment purposes only. But these are actual real personal experiences. And, this is outlined, so we are unfiltered. So we are going to speak our minds. And, 95% of the time, we're actually right. So,
yeah, exactly.
So you can actually, feel confident that you're taking your advice from a credible source.
And for the first time, when we talk about baby mamas, we never actually have a person that has went through this. We're always seeing it from the other side. And this time we actually heard it from the baby mama.
Yeah. And again, the reason why I was just so nonchalant, really did not care and did not have respect, at least I'm being honest, is because she didn't respect her boundaries with me. Absolutely. She was crossing the line with me. She was trying to start every type of fight and bicker between me and him that was not happening before she came in. So I was thinking, okay, well,
and that's
the next
she
time
felt threatened. Yeah,
exactly. So the next time he invites me to do family time or whatever, guess what, honey? I'm not saying no. Because I'm not going
that's
anywhere.
What you didn't explain, though. You didn't explain that you were actually being respectful in the beginning.
I was.
And then she tried you.
She tried me. Because my intention
was... That's where the wife or the girlfriend needs to know her place.
Exactly. She needs to know her place, because had she knew her place in the beginning, me and her could have actually been friends. I'm not a hater. Exactly. So I would have actually befriended her and welcomed her as family just like anybody else. And we could have all been doing stuff together, just in case you wanted to have family time or whatever, or go to her soccer practice or soccer games. She could have came along as well, and I would have more than welcomed it.
Yep.
But because she kept trying me, I was like, guess what? I don't have no respect for your relationship, and I do not respect you. And guess what? You're not going to be here that long
And
anyway.
I don't even understand why she even tried you to begin with, because you're so respectful when it comes to, your ex and what he does. What,
I don't interfere at all.
Exactly.
I don't interfere whatever, he decides to do.
And I'm not just saying that because, this is my homegirl and we do a show together. I'm not just saying that. She's mad respectful when it comes to relationships.
I am. So I'm not that type that's here I'm not a hater that's here to cause some baby mama drama and interfere and all this other stuff. But it's if you interfere with me, I'm going to interfere with your relationship.
Don't start. Nope. It won't be no.
Yup. There she go. There she go. Over there trying to rhyme and rap and all this other stuff. The hell she doing? Oh gosh, but man, it's about our time. We gotta end it for now, but don't you worry, we will be back next week. And you can also listen to us on Them Damn Dogs. Of course, you know that.
Yes.
We make their show interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just keep it 100 here. The facts are facts. That we help make their show interesting.
Absolutely.
We're interesting people.
Absolutely.
And, they can be, if you happen to be in somewhere along the 95 coast of Florida, we can be heard during various days of the week on 94.3 if you're in the Palm Bay, Melbourne area, 91.1 if you're in the Fort Pierce and that area, 93.9 in the Northern Brevard area, Cocoa and Titusville and Merritt Island and all that. And the other stations I do not remember at this moment.
God, girl, we shouldn't drink wine. I don't know. We needed it. Anyways, so yes, and then you can hit us up on our media.
Yes, our social media. She's calling it media. And that's why at first I was looking like, what? We got media now? But yes, our social media. Y'all can't forget that. Y'all got to keep up with us on Twitter at Outline Show, Facebook at Outline Show, and IG at Outline Show.
Yep.
And I got my individual one. This is Jay who's speaking at the moment. Okay, my Facebook official J Monique, because my other Facebook is packed right now, so I can't add you. And also Twitter, the J Monique, IG, the J Monique. You can find me easily. Yeah. All you gotta do is just Google. If you
there you go.
Just Google J Monique.
I'm saying though, that's right there. See, I tried to get away with that the first couple times we did the show, and you didn't let me get away with that, but it's all right.
Chi, what's your social media? Because I believe that you changed your Instagram too.
I sure did. I did change my Instagram. My Instagram is actually a lot easier to find me. Outline.chichi. Now, everybody wanted to, clown and make jokes about my government name and stuff. So for you guys that didn't know, my name is Sarah. Yes, I'm Latina. I am named after my grandmother. But
they didn't ask you all this.
I'm saying though.
She's offering a full explanation. Okay, this is the rundown. All right.
Did you see their face when I said Sarah? They were like, "What, Sarah?"
They was
Sarah?
"Your name's not Chi.
I'm like, oh my god. Anyway, so on Facebook, it's Sarah Figueroa, and on Twitter, it's Sarah M Figueroa. Yes, Sarah M Figueroa. Again, I'm Latina. I was named after my grandmother.
And she was named after her grandmother.
That was born in Puerto Rico. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Yeah. You tell them, Chi-Chi, or whoever you felt like being right now. I didn't know what.
Priscilla be coming out too, but anyways, we'll talk about her later.
Uh-oh. She said a third name. Oh, gosh. Oh, Lord, I need another drink. But that's our time. That's Outline, your unfiltered place for celebrities, entertainment, dating, and whatnot. Anything else that we find interesting that comes to mind. And remember, it's your girls. Hey!
Suffering from tunnel vision, never looking back. My past is null and void. I am the voice of the starving, the passion to flood the hood. From the bottom up, we make it, trying to wipe out making goods. No Hollywood, no acting here, no drama. Struggling my net worth ain't filled with no commas. Zeros, my action like Knievel. All odds against me. Stuck in this purgatorium, the top is looking empty as I crawl.